Okay, it's nighttime now, so I'm in my gym jams. I thought I would make a video about some of the things that I have come to accept in life now that I'm 24. And I do feel like over the last year or so of my life, I have matured, but not just in like an old lady sipping wine kind of way, but in a kind of just on a deep spiritual level. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like things have fallen into place recently in my mind, and I'm able to see things differently now to how I used to. And I thought I'd just share some of those things so that maybe you can learn them without having to wait until you're 24 and learn them the hard way. You know, maybe it could work. So these are some things that I have learnt to accept. Thing number one, there is always going to be someone in the world that doesn't like you. You are not going to be universally loved by everyone. Not everyone you meet is going to turn around and say, she or he or they are a fantastical being. They're wonderful in every single way. They're so friendly and cute and everything. There are going to be people who just are just inclined to dislike you. It might be out of jealousy, it might be out of feeling threatened, or it may just be a simple kind of chemical thing. I know that years and years, way before I was born, my dad's mum, who I never met, she passed before I was born. She was living in like a block of flats, and one day she came outside of her flat, and in the hallway was another lady. This is a story my dad told. Another lady who had just moved in, and that lady went up to my nan and said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, nice to meet you." And maybe this is where I get it, but apparently my dad's mum turned around and looked at her and went, "I don't like you," and walked off. Like, she'd never met her or anything. I'm not condoning that by any means, but I'm just saying that sometimes you can just know if you're going to like someone or not like them. There are plenty of people in the world who don't like me, and I've learnt now that that is fine. I'm a very Marmite person. You either really like me and respect what I have to say, or you hate me and find me really inflammatory and really aggressive. That's it. It is one of those two things, and I have spent a long time, many years, trying to be the person that everybody loves, and I've kind of just accepted now that it's not going to happen that way. If there is someone in your life, like at school or at work, that just doesn't like you no matter what you do, just stop trying. By all means, be nice, of course, be civil, and do the right thing by them and stuff, but don't work yourself up about it. It's probably nothing that you've done personally. It's always worth asking them, being like, hey, what is it about me? What have I upset you over? But the chances are it's just a natural thing. They just don't like you. People don't have to have a reason. And that's something that I learned really quite recently. So I like you. I think you're alright. Thing number two, there is no happy ending. It's not as depressing as that sounds, okay? So when we're kids and we're watching Disney films, you got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And everything is always happy ever after, right? There's always like, you marry a prince, and then that's the end of it. They're just happy. Or like Lilo and Stitch, where like Stitch comes back to planet Earth, and they just live happily ever after. And obviously, being a film, you don't see the day-to-day stuff. You don't see, like, you know, Prince Charming and his new wife just yelling over the dishes, and you don't see Stitch filling out all the immigration forms and stuff. What I mean is that there is no happy ending you should be striving towards. People will say, you know, oh, I just want to be happy in the end of it. No, try and be happy today and tomorrow. And maybe that's as far as you should go with it. If you have, like, a career goal, that's fine. Aim for that. But your life won't end happily ever after the day you get that job. Or your life won't be happy ever after, like, the day you marry someone. Your life will continue, and there will always be these ups and downs in your life. Like, throughout your life, there will always be hard times. Your life is not a movie. Sorry. Thing number three, I've spoken about this before. You have to actively chase the things you want. I spoke about this back in like 2012. I made a video called One Chance, and I spoke about how You don't get where you want if you just sit in your bedroom thinking about yourself in the end scenario, like being on stage, singing in your hairbrush. Like, that won't get you to where you want to be. You know, I actually made that video talking about how I would have loved to have been in Busted or performed with Busted, and that was my dream, and I did nothing about it. And then like 4 years later, I performed with Busted because I finally got off my butt and did stuff. You could say that it was a fluke or luck just because you're a YouTuber, whatever. But the fact is, I actively went out and I sought that thing. And it's the same with other things, like little things, like if you're moving house and, you know, you've got all these bills you need to arrange, like, you know, these companies, they're not going to call you. You have to go out and call them. You know, you have to do all of the difficult stuff. You have to do the chasing. And that can be terrifying, especially if you're someone that's very self-conscious and you assume everyone's out to get you, like I usually do. Or even if you're just afraid of phone calls, like me. I hate phoning companies. I just can't do it. But I've had to learn to do it. And it's not a walk in the park, it's not fun, but if you want something, you have to go and get it. I said it in 2012, and I'm saying it now. And number 4, because I'm thinking we'll just keep this brief, it is natural for people to leave your life at certain points. You're not destined to be best friends forever with everybody you meet. There will be people that you hang out with at school now that will not be in your life in 2 or 3 years' time. I speak to one person from school, Lisa, my best friend, and I haven't spoken to her since about May or June because we've just been so busy with our own lives. Like, she's the only person from school I talk to. I don't think I speak to anyone, like, on a regular basis from my college, from when I was 16, 17, as far as I can remember anyway. All of my friends now are either in the YouTube scene or they're in the wrestling scene, you know, because that is my current situation. That's what I enjoy, and I find it natural to have a close friend circle based around where you are in your life. You don't have to force people to stay constant in your life. Like, so don't be upset when friendships drift apart and stuff, because if they've drifted apart, they were meant to do so. That means that one of you at least initiated that, and it didn't feel like a natural friendship anymore. Maybe like when you're at school and you see each other every day, you have that in common, you know. But when you both leave school, like that one thing you had in common, even though you thought you had loads of things in common, that one common denominator that you had is gone, you know. And it can be very, very, very hard keeping up a friendship if it doesn't feel natural. So if someone goes distant on you, it's probably nothing that you've done, unless you've done something like really bad. Obviously, then it's probably something you've done. But it's probably not your fault. And sometimes friendships and relationships, they just fizzle out. And that's completely natural and it's completely okay. Don't get too hung up about it. And that's it. That's where I'm going to leave this video. I know it was kind of short, but I'm thinking, you know, I might make a few of these videos based on some things that I've learned. But I hope this was helpful. I hope you're able to learn this at like an earlier point in your life than I did. And I hope you have a very lovely evening, and I will see you guys again, hopefully tomorrow. Depends on how much I can get filmed, because I'm still filming this on the 29th of August. This is like my 5th or 6th video in a row, but it's because I'm going to PAX. I'm at PAX right now. I'm going to stop talking. Have a good evening. Bye! I feel like a really insincere bye. It's because I'm trying to be quiet. It's like nearly midnight, and I got like a newborn baby that side now. So it's like a bye, catch you later. Okay.